Alright, so this is going to be an unboxing of the new Xreal Beam Pro. The one that I'm not being paid to talk about. I bought this with my own money, and I'm not in any partnership with Xreal. And I don't even know why I bought this thing, because, I don't know, I keep giving them my money in hopes that those glasses will ever be something I actually use on a daily basis. However, every time I seem to get disappointed. I have the original Beam, and the original Beam, it kind of did what I wanted, but not quite. It was, let me plug things in, and if it ran at 60 hertz, it was great. And if it ran at anything higher, then I was screwed, because it was only 60 hertz. They released an update that allowed for 90 hertz, but it was only for head rotation and not for the content. So that kind of made a lot of the stuff I wanted to do just worthless. And then they released an update that gave us kind of the ability to, what is it? Kind of the ability to, what was it? I'm losing my train of thought. It gave us the ability to do something. Oh, sideload apps, but it was very wonky. And, you know, it wasn't the best. There was media applications that didn't quite work right, and, you know, it had casting support, and that was fine, and I don't know, I really wanted to be able to play games at higher refresh rates. Before I received this, I find out that basically you cannot do that on this either. As well as I thought I'd be able to get 3D content to play on this and have my head anchored, or have the display anchored in space, and apparently that's not a thing either. You have to, it's just like the original Beam, where you have to just basically get this thing doing whatever. I don't know. You just have to have this screen right in front of your face at all times, or it won't work right. Is this like a drawer, I guess? Okay, so it comes out like a drawer, and it has a stop or something. So this is the Xreal Beam Pro itself. This is something. This thing was a pain in the ass to get. All my fault, but I missed the package while I was home, because I blocked. I get calls on my phone to let the people in the door set up with my phone, and I blocked the call with "Do Not Disturb" when I was listening to music by accident. So that turned into a big deal, because they use UPS. I had to go to a shoe store to get my package, where the person told me that it wasn't there, even though it was right in front of his face. And yeah, so this is the Xreal Beam. It's got a 3D camera. That's something that's cool. They say it takes spatial video. Spatial video technically is just 3D video, but there is normally this little container and codec or whatever that tells the player or the device you're using to use this little player that throws a bunch of tricks at you. That basically, yeah, it puts like a box around it and makes the video look like it's moving around. So it looks like you're kind of looking at the thing in 3D space or something, but it's not. So you can convert the video to work that way, and that should work on the MetaQuest. But the only way to get those videos properly onto your MetaQuest is if you have an iDevice. Luckily, I have an iPad, so I can do that. But if you don't have an iPhone or an iPad, you can't really upload those videos. You can only watch them in the regular 3D. But with this, you should be able to, let's see, it has battery. So you should be able to, oh, I meant to bring a phone over here to actually show the size. It's about the size of, like, a little bit smaller than a Note, what is it, like a Note 10 or whatever? That's just, I'm going by devices I know of. But I'm going to do this off camera. But yeah, it's 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi if you wanted to know. It does support that. But yeah, it's about the size of like maybe a Galaxy S21 Ultra or whatever, a little bit smaller, but it's big. So if you don't like big devices like that, you may not like this. I put in my password. The screen is 90 hertz on the display. I'm not so sure about, I keep hearing mixed things about the external display. I hear that it's 90, and then I hear that it's not, and then it could be updated to 120, and I don't know. So it's very confusing as to what does what. So right now this is just the unboxing. You're going to rebox it and send it back. But it's an LCD display. It does look fairly sharp in person. It's not the best display I've ever seen, but it's good. It's not bad. It's asking if I want to copy stuff from another device. I'm going to say no. Wait. Don't copy. Yeah, I'd say don't copy. I want a completely different device here. So with different apps and things, it's a different focus here, so we will be doing that. Like I said, device has... Okay, actually, I'm going to go over this. This is your button to set, if you want to anchor the display or if you want it to do a smooth follow. Unfortunately, this does not have that thing where the picture, almost like real-life picture-in-picture, where you're watching a video in the corner of your eyes. That was very useful to me. I thought I was never going to use that. It became the best use case for me, like doing dishes and watching videos was very nice with that, with the Beam, the original Beam. And this doesn't have that, and that sucks because I was hoping that would be included, but it's not. So that kind of sucks. So then, of course, this is the volume, and this is power button. And there's speaker and mic on the speaker and mic right there. Two USB-C ports on the bottom. A speaker. I believe that's a speaker on the bottom. One is for the glasses, the other is for charging. No display in, so that's a big downside, but you can stream from your devices. So you have a good enough app. Like Moonlight is really good at streaming it with really low latency, and so I'm going to be using that. Also tried GeForce Now, and I want to try some other things that normally aren't talked about. Like I just got some Galaxy Buds, the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, not the 3, and I want to see how that works with this and a lot of other things. So this does have, well, I don't know why it wouldn't, but it has vibration motors on it. I just noticed while typing. It's an interesting vibration. It's like a voot, voot, voot. So I'm going to pause this and I'm going to sign in, and then we'll come back when everything's set up, kind of. All right. So I've just tried it. I turned it on, installed some updates, add apps. I installed some apps, and I tried out the AR space thing for a little while. I was under the understanding that the screen was actually 90 hertz, but this little indicator here shows you the actual refresh rate, and that's 60 hertz. Went into the settings, in the display settings, to see if there was a toggle for like 90 hertz. So that's not there. It's 60 hertz. I don't know if the AR space is actually 90 hertz and it got mixed up, and the display is 60 hertz and an AR space is 90. It does feel very smooth, but the screen is not 90 hertz unless they release an update that actually pushes the full refresh rate of the screen. That proves that the screen is 60 hertz, and it definitely feels 60 hertz and not 90. So that's a thing I was going to point out. I have no way of right now measuring the glasses refresh rate. However, that's just what I got from that. So that I'm a little confused as to what is 90 hertz. So I installed a bunch of applications. Right now I'm just charging with a battery bank to get the battery life up. I took what was it? I checked out the 3D camera in low light. It wasn't the greatest. Took some 3D video that I won't show because it's a filthy. I took some pictures of a dirty area, and I just that needs to be cleaned up, and I'd rather actually go outside and take some nicer pictures, or actually I'll add some 3D footage at the end of this video of something a little cleaned up. Not a cluttery, wired mess of stuff that's being tested and crap. So after installing some applications and stuff in AR space and testing a couple things out, I was actually surprised. I was impressed by the way things looked and everything, but I didn't really go in depth. I just tried it for like a few minutes, and it looked a lot better than what I was used to with the original Beam. So I'm actually kind of pumped for some other things. Like, there are just some nice games that have actually been released on Android, and I've been getting more back into Android gaming recently, because you have things like you have the new Call of Duty. I don't think Call of Duty Warzone is going to work in any reasonable way on this thing. It is that's one thing I want to point out. This thing is not, get out of here. This thing is not really the best performer out there. It's kind of, I don't get a lot of stuttering. It's just a little kind of just, I don't know, every now and then it just kind of judders up and down. And I actually forgot to turn off my air conditioning while I'm recording right now. Hold on one second. Okay, I apologize for that. I forgot. So the Beam. Oh, by the way, this is a case that I got on AliExpress. It fits fine, and I used it. I put it on. Gives it better grip. The back of this device is plastic, by the way, if you didn't notice. So yeah, I went through a couple updates for the glasses. We're on Android 14. Unlocked the developer options in order to get that little thing there. And yeah, so the camera doesn't work well in low light situations, as far as I'm seeing. Pictures seem to look a lot better than videos, but I'm sure if you're outside taking pictures and videos, it'll look a lot better with natural lighting, as cameras normally do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out some games on this. I installed like Call of Duty Mobile. I installed Minecraft, Call of Duty Warzone. We'll see how that goes. I installed the Diablo Immortal, Streets of Rage 4. And also I did install Moonlight Game Stream, GeForce Now, as well as Game Pass. I could not get any higher refresh rates to work with GeForce Now, the Ultimate tier. So that was a thing that happened. So this makes me wonder if I'm getting 90 hertz again. I'm still suffering with the 60 hertz when I should be able to get higher refresh rates than that. So that's a thing. But, I'm going to go over this and try it out for longer. So just wanted to point out some positives and negatives. Screen's actually a lot better than it looks in videos. I put the vibrant setting. There's a vibrant setting you can enable if you prefer punchier colors. So it looks fairly nice. No problems with the screen. And I'm going to get to using it more. And thank you for watching. No charger. Forgot.